Blessings, everyone. Today I would like to offer an oracle reading from the Keepers of Light oracle deck. And this is a beautiful deck that incorporates the energy of all the ascended masters as well as the angelic realm. First, I would like to say thank you to Source for allowing me to be the medium of light. And I ask all of the ascended masters and angels that guide us and whisper to us to please step forward and allow me to bring a message for the highest good. Thank you. I'm grateful. And the first, I shuffle 3 times. The first embodies and moves energy of Source. The second embodies, moves the energy of spirit and higher self. And then the third embodies the energy of our soul, which is part of this beautiful expression of the story that we tell here. And then I can feel them moving closer. I just sort of move the cards over and they'll tell me which one to take, and they're whispering this one. Lord Ganesh, infinite abundance. Obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. And as the energy pulls forward, I'm hearing that so many of us are trying our very best. We are struggling in a world of finances. We are trying to cope and balance budgets. We're struggling with health. We're struggling to find resources in many different forms. And what this beautiful Ascended Master is bringing forward today is the idea that, like the frequency, we simply have to shift to acknowledge all of the plethora of opportunities of abundance that's around us. And it's so difficult, they understand, when we're struggling, when we don't know how we're going to pay the insurance this week or how we're going to scrounge up enough grocery money. They understand this. We live in this material world. And many have come to the place now where they're able to grow their own food. Or maybe they live in a farm and they care for animals that they're able to eat. Some are working 2 jobs. And some people live in a part in the world where they're speaking of that our health sometimes has to be in question because we can't afford this material thing that gives us insurance so that we can have certain types of care. And they want us to understand that as technology grows, as things move forward, and we start lessening our repurposing of things. Many years ago, if a wagon broke that we were using, some people planted in it. Or if we had an old watering trough, they used to grow their potatoes in it. That there's so many things now that are discarded. And they're acknowledging that we have gotten better in our world because we started recognizing how we're damaging the earth by not recycling. But the abundance is in many things. And we let profit overrun presence in our world. What do they mean by that? in presence and staying in the moment. We know if we go outside and we pick a few dandelions, we can make a really beautiful tea with that can help our digestive tract. But instead, we feel that we have to go to the store and spend lots of money on some kind of organic, prepackaged dandelion tea. Or maybe we're taking medication that we need. Have we not seen our resources that are in abundance all around us that we can use, that comes straight from nature? We are brainwashed to believe that the abundance means something that we can gather a lot of, that it's the gathering that makes us abundant, that it's the owning that makes us abundant. If we have a lot of a specific thing, that we're abundant. If we have a lot of money, or we have a lot of real estate, or we have a collection of something. But this is an idea, it's a concept. And the old saying is that we can't take it with us. But what about resources and knowledge? What about love? What about self-worth? Are these things that we can also use, that we hold on to, we could share? And so many of us are struggling and are looking and asking the guides, the angels, the masters, our loved ones in spirit to bring us abundance, because we feel like we can't survive in the world that we live in right now. And they want us to take a step back so that we can recognize that our ancestors before us created this space. Each day they would wake up early and cultivate in a space of trust, knowing that what their abilities were, their physical bodies could work in the fields. They understood that if they planted food, that it would grow. They learned about the seasons. They learned about the soil. They also understood the medicine in the plants. They understood that loving each other created that space that gave us more drive. So we would do these things. We started families and we cultivated life. And in this, we found great abundance. They say when we focus on what we do have a plethora of, that the other things begin to take that frequency within us, and that we were able to bring this into our actuality. So if we're struggling to pay the bills, we understand what it takes. We just need to be able to understand what is available to us, the resources that are available to us, and how can we access this. As the world changes and we demand more technologies and we demand more simple throwaway things like plastic cups, plastic bottles. Now when our refrigerators break, it's so easy to throw it in a landfill and get a new one, because people aren't fixing refrigerators like they used to. We could get on our technology and learn how to repair things. We don't need new ones all the time. We can understand how we can make a meal stretch a little further. That's healthy. It doesn't have to come from a dollar store box with chemicals in it that we can't even pronounce some of the words they're saying. This is not nourishment. This is not abundance. This will cause abundance and an opposite, abundance of health problems and abundance of fear of lack. And so, is it easy to lay our heads on the pillow at night when we're afraid that we're not going to be able to make the payments we need to make? We have a family that's counting on us to make sure that there's food in the refrigerator. It's not that easy. We signed up for this. But what this beautiful Ascended Master is asking us to do is recognize that we will have opportunities always laid before us to connect with others. If we can't find the work that we need, that we can pay our bills, create. We have abilities to sew, we have abilities to write, we have abilities to cook, bake, we have abilities to cultivate. And in this abundance, within these things, within our abundant creative mind, the soul will follow. The soul will then take this initiative and navigate us to what we need. Maybe it's time to find a new place of employment because it's not paying the bills. Or maybe we're holding down 2 or 3 jobs already and we feel kind of worn out. Then what can we do in our space of creative abundance? Because abundance is abundance, no matter what it is that we're looking at. If we're looking for finances, we have to balance that out with the abundance of something else so we can stay in the frequency and keep moving towards that. The universe will meet us there. We need to trust. And when the opportunity comes, we need that intuition to know when to take it and act on it. And if we feel that the opportunities are not available to us, we need to know the abundance of the creative mindsets, the creativity. They're just reminding me, creativity is everything. Inspiration is everything. That we are not lacking in that. We have ingenuity. And in this space, we can create the space to have more of anything. It's just trusting and believing in our own ingenuity and our own creativity, in our own space of making our own opportunities. If there's something that we're lacking, we will create the space on our own accord to have these things. Don't wait for the universe to bring it to us. Don't wait for that high-paying job if we've been searching a while and it's not happening. Start creating abundance in other ways. Perhaps it means offering to mow some lawns. Maybe it means that, well, we know we made a really amazing baked item. Maybe we can start selling it at the yard sale. Or maybe we can create a jewelry business online if we're really good with our hands and we love working with gems. There's so many things that we can do. As long as we have inspiration and as long as we have our health. And that's another thing that's very abundant for many people that we don't recognize. We're so focused on the material things. If we have health, that is the most powerfully abundant place to start. And if we don't, if we're lacking, if we're having challenges with our health, then let's create that space of love, abundant space of love. Let's create that space, abundant space of trust. Let's notice the abundance around us, like the beautiful trees or the sunshine. It has to start simple so we understand what the frequency is, because once we start recognizing it, we can amplify it and create more of it. If we're in that space where we can't even see the abundance of beauty around us, we cannot create that space to have abundance in all the other ways we're asking for. And so please, they're pulling their energy back. If there's anything that we can do today, like we have gratitude lists, we wake up every morning or before we go to bed at night and we recognize all the things that we're grateful for. Let us also see the abundance of these things that are around us, that they are endless. As long as we are infinite and endless, the souls that thrive within us, then so are all of the things that we're asking for around us. as soon as we attune to this. Much love, everyone. Many beautiful blessings. Thank you for allowing me to share this with you.